Hey guys, Chris here. So it's gonna be the batch video for December for the 5th anniversary of DMW. As we know already from the teasers, there are a bunch of stuff in the patch that has mixed feelings from the people. But I can say that they have done a pretty good job at balancing those things out. But there might be some things which are still up in the air. Anyways, let's go straight for the big hitter, the Merciful mod. So I have the stats here somewhere. As you could see, his stats are pretty similar to the ones on Triple S+. And that is because he is pretty much on the same tier of DPS as a Triple S+, which might be a bit iffy for some people. But there are some things which make him better. Like obviously he's a hybrid like Alpha's future mod, which means he can be played as both SK and a Digimon. And he has a stacking buff on his F2 which goes up to 60% skill buff and 80% basic attack buff. And compared to other auto attack Triple S+, which has like 50% attack buff, he needs some time to ramp up to that particular 80% buff, since it takes like for F2 to reach up to 80%. He's not going to be on the same level of DPS as some other things like Dexmon, which has a attack buff and a attack speed buff. So for the first 30 seconds, Dex is going to be absolutely stronger than OMM. But as the time goes, he does have ASP on his F2 and F3, and his F3 does have a stacking crit damage buff of up to 30%. So the longer the fight is, the stronger OMM becomes. So he's made in a way that he's someone who takes low. As the fight goes on, he's going to be stronger, but the Triple S+ could be just better than him on a faster fights. So he's never going to be completely outshadowing the existing ones. But even though that is the case, you would definitely need to get OMM. That is because if you want to max yourself out, obviously you have to go max out something that is coming in this patch, which is the D unit. So unlike us, most people feared, you don't need all the Digis, Reborn and Transcended and all those things. You just need a few minor groups, which but most notably you just need few of these Digimons at least unlocked, like Merciful mode obviously, and OX, CD, Alter B and the Bones. Everything else that is required for D unit is relatively affordable. I think Alpha's future mode might be something, but other than that, most of them you can get them pretty easily. Like it's only like 6, 7 or 8 different things that you need, and you only need to reborn the future mode and this guy, the Gabu bond, or not Gabu bond, Agu or Gabu. Either of these two you need to be reborn. So the big thing is, like, when you get 100% completion for D unit, you get all this status, and this is pretty big. Like it's like almost more than half of a keyring when you compare to SK status. I think it's similar for the auto attack, like you're getting half a keyring worth of status here. So if you have this entire 100% completion and OMM, or if you have any other Triple S+, it's going to be a noticeable difference in DPS. It's not a big one, it's like going to be like 3 to 4% increase, but it's something most people would like anyone who is going to be maxed out would like to have this. So yeah, that's going to be the main selling point of OMM. And as to how to get OMM, you need to sacrifice 7 of the Digestant, basically first adventure 7 Digimons to 120, and also clear the new dungeon which is in Minato City. It is supposedly really hard. I haven't checked it myself yet. And you also need a cash item, which is 147 crowns each for the box. The dungeon itself does not really have anything too crazy coming as a reward. It's mostly just for unlocking the OMM. It does give you a new Digi Aura, which has slightly more HP and has DS and some attack, but it doesn't have a hit rate like the Sukiamon one, so it might be a toss-up between the two. And it does drop Mega Reinforced Reborn clones, which are pretty good. And it also gives tradable Reborn fruits, which might be interesting. As for the cash item, the box does have ++ random boxes, which kind of justifies the price of 147 crowns, as the ++ could significantly improve the cash ++ market while also subsidizing the price of OMM, because maybe these two will balance each other out, and OMM might only be costing you about 3KT or less than that. Maybe we can be hopeful. And Merciful also comes with 2 decks of his own, which just requires Merciful mode, but these are weaker than RKX but stronger than Latent Power and Corrupted Power. It's the same thing for POD. It's slightly weaker version of POD. But we are getting 2 other decks which does not need Merciful mode, but it requires 4 ++ each, and these are all paid ++, so this might be a bit of a controversial one. Also, we are losing the reset on the skill deck, so Examon's reign has ended. He is no longer going to be that strong, but at least I can use my Faction again, because Faction should be comparable to Examon X as long as Examon doesn't have a reset. And my Ravemon has died. Anyways, as for the events, we have Rampage of the Ultimate Digimon 1. It is a quest line which ends up giving you a ++ selector. It allows you to select between these 4 Digimons, and it requires the completion of the quest and 5000 legend symbols. You can AoE farm about 1000 of these per hour, so it's not like that long of a grind, maybe 5 to 6 hours. Like 1000 is like something, a rough estimate. It depends, it might vary. There's also 2 new titles. These are better than every other existing title for auto attack and for skill Digimons. I think there is also a title for 5th anniversary for Defender and also for regular one. Like 5th anniversary is basically the same as 4th anniversary one. But yeah, that's it. There's also a jumping event that you might have seen in the teaser, but the difference is it actually includes all the F2P, free-to-play Digimons, not just Susanoo, which is kind of nice. So I do recommend going for either Alter B or Susanoo himself if you're going for skill Digimons. Or you could actually go for Faction, because Faction actually takes really long time. I guess it's a toss-up between all 3 for skill Digimons. If you are going for Alter B, you can completely skip over Berserk Dungeon and just go for Colosseum and get your Faction along with Susanoo. But for auto attack, it's a no-brainer. You just go for Bloom, because you can just do the Night Sky. I don't remember the Green Zone dungeon, because both X7 and Bagura can be obtained from the same dungeon itself. And there is a 5th anniversary dungeon event where you can get all titles. I don't know if it will have any use because new titles are just better, but you can get them. And you can also get a ++ sigils where you can exchange a lot of Digimons, or you could just get yourself a Reborn package. It's completely free this time. We went from 200 Tera to 100 Tera to completely being free. That's good. Also, there's a change for the tank progression, which is a really good update that we are getting. A lot of the dungeons, like these ones which are up on the screen, the tanks will be doing double damage in these dungeons. But they are going to be significantly less tankier in these dungeons. But this is a really good change. If you are starting off as a tank, you will be able to clear all these dungeons and get your materials which are required. There are some seals which are added. Half of these are from the new not the Christmas dungeon, the 5th anniversary dungeon, where all the custom Digimons will be spawning from DMW. And the rest of these are from the new Minato City dungeon, which is for unlocking Omegamon Merciful mode. And these are the new cache items which are added, basically the Merciful mode box and the new mysterious Triple Plus box, which contains all the Digimons for RKX and POD. And that's it all. That's all for this patch. Oh, I did forget. The Shadow Lab buffs are... The box itself is going to last for 12 hours. Which is a nice change. And the buff is going to expire in 2 hours. But the box itself lasts for an entire day. And you can buy all the blessings from vending machine. Like the blessing of forest, underground, the AA plus, support plus, all those things. But they are going to cost 1 Tera each. So if you want to skip the waiting, but you want to have the bless instantly, then you can just pay 1 Tera, which is a decent change. But it is quite expensive. But yeah, that's all for this patch. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. I was a bit sick, so I hope it didn't reflect too much in the voice and sound. That's all.